Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allows you to record and edit your broadcast so it sounds great. And they even distribute your broadcast for you so that it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So make sure you download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hello everyone, and here is your FET News. Join Andrew Frett every Tuesday for The Substitute Tour, where he talks about his day as a substitute teacher, and every Wednesday for Let's Frett About Education, where he discusses education, racial injustice, and COVID-19. Make sure to subscribe and tune in every week. Join me, DAMIAN Anderson, every Friday for DAMIAN Talks Education, where I discuss all things education from my perspective and some incredible guests. So make sure you follow on social media and subscribe on YouTube. Join Andrew Frett and me, DAMIAN Anderson, every other Monday for Friends with DAMIAN Andrew, where we share our everyday normal lives together as we navigate school, work, podcasts, relationships, and much more. Make sure you follow and subscribe on social media and tune in. New episodes of Future Educators Talk drops every Thursday, so follow and subscribe wherever you listen to your favorite podcast at. Follow Future Educators Talk on social media. Facebook, Future Educators Talk. Instagram, Future Educators Talk. Twitter, FEDU Talk. And TikTok _Future Educators Talk. And follow your hosts on social media as well. Andrew Frett. Instagram, it's Andrew Frett. Twitter, Andy Frett. DAMIAN Anderson. Instagram, DAMIAN Anderson. Twitter, _DAMIAN Anderson. KJ Johnson II. Instagram and Twitter, KJ Johnson II. Darnell Jerome. Instagram, Coach _DJ12. Twitter, Coach Darnell J. So follow your hosts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Future Educators Talk, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of our video version episodes. Also, you can now listen to past episodes of our show on our YouTube channel and everywhere on podcast platforms.
Welcome to Future Educators Talk with your hosts, Andrew Frett, DAMIAN Anderson, KJ Johnson II, and Coach Darnell Jerome. Now, let's talk education. Future Educators Talk starts now.
Welcome to the brand new season of Future Educators Talk, season 6. Yes, sir. This season is going to be very short. Yes, very short. Only 6 episodes. So buckle up, put your seatbelts on because this is going to be a wild ride. Today, we will talk about trauma and supporting vulnerable students.
Trauma.
Yeah. So now let's deeply, all right, distressing or disturbing experience. That's the definition of trauma.
Right.
So pretty much what they're saying is that children and teachers, parents, coaches, everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's deeply distressing or having a disturbing experience. And COVID was that disturbing experience, right? We can honestly say that, correct?
Correct.
And a lot of people were so-called traumatized because they didn't know what to do.
Right.
They felt as though they couldn't do anything because it was different. But the question is, how can you think like that? Because technology is all around us. So how was it traumifying that you didn't know how to do technology?
Mm-hmm.
And yet we heard about always, I'm having a mental lapse. I'm going through, and you probably were. I'm not saying that people weren't, but over the computer. Well, nobody wants to log in. That's life. They pretty much ran with when they said, "Oh, you're gonna have to pass them anyway." So they ran with it. So they said, "Sure, I ain't got to log on." You know what I'm saying? Like, so the question is, Andrew, how does that make you traumatized? If anything, you should have been like, "Hey, that's cool with me. You ain't got to log on because at the end of the day, I ain't got to stress after you." But for those who do get on, we'll do what we need to do, and we're going to keep it moving. Why am I stressing over a child that decides they don't want to get on? So now I'm traumatized. And I'm going through a mental lapse.
If they don't want to get on, they don't want to get on.
They don't want to get on. So, yeah, you have to pass them, but they didn't say you had to give them an A. They just said you better not fail them. And I do think a D, I think you can pass a child with a D. Mm-hmm. They didn't say you had to give them a C. They said don't fail the child. So that D shows that your child didn't take initiative to do anything. But of course, you're going to be traumatized because the finger is always going to be pointed at you. As a teacher, the finger's always going to be, it's just what it is. Let's just be honest. The finger's always going to be pointed. You didn't do anything. And you allowed this to happen. And you did this. And my child didn't learn that because you didn't. I did all that. So let me ask you this question. If I did all that, where were you? Were you in my classroom? Did you see that? Did you visualize me not showing your child and teaching your child? Did you see all that? But I'm traumatized now, right? Because I got all this weight on my shoulders and nobody wants to what? Nobody wants to help us, right? And administration in the back like this here, they deep in the cut, right? They don't want to be seen, but you're supposed to have my back and you're supposed to be there for me. You're supposed to support me. Mm-hmm. And yet you're siding with the parent as to say, I told you to just pass that child and don't sit up here and get them all riled because I told you how their parents were. You did? You told me that? Like I said, trauma can mean a lot of things, but it was more experience during that time. And now they're still having trauma because things are not going to be the same and school is not going to be. Who said that? Who said that, yo? Please, anybody who said that, come on our show and let us know why you felt you needed to make that announcement that school wasn't going to be the same. School can be the same. School can still be school. Mm-hmm. Just wear your mask.
That's it.
Stop telling people, the pandemic changed a lot of things. If you go back in time in history, the plague killed a lot of people. They still was moving on with their life. Mm-hmm. They had a plague, an actual plague that was killing folk. You ain't see them around there tripping and worried, right? Hey, they said, look, if I die, I die. If I don't, I'm gonna move on with life. Mm-hmm. So why can't y'all move on with life?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Come on, somebody.
So is that the trauma we dealing with? I just want to know, like, because that's what we dealing with. Then we need to look. We need to relook at some things. We need to revisit some stuff.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
And another thing, Andrew, everybody want to have PDs on trauma, but you boring me half to death. What are we really talking about in them PDs? Except that you boring me half to death because you talking slow. And we need to do this, and we need to do that. And when they come to your class, you need to, respect their boundary. Dude, I'm asleep. I'm about to go to sleep, bro. Because what are you telling me? I can do that, PD. and make it more exciting. Because with a trauma PD, bro, you don't supposed to be sitting up for no 4 hours, bro, telling me the same stuff over and over. Trauma should be engaging. Yes. Those PDs should be engaging.
Yes.
You should have activities. Make the time go by fast too. That's the other thing. That part. Yeah. But I can still learn some things while I'm in an engaging group. Right? Because it should make your job that much easier. Instead of having to go through PowerPoint after PowerPoint after PowerPoint after PowerPoint after PowerPoint, and so forth and so forth.
At that point, I'll be ready to go.
Okay.
I'll be like, excuse me, I have other stuff to do.
Right. Like getting my room together, seeing who's on grade level, seeing what they learned in their past grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of stuff we can be doing. Yet we talking about trauma. And I'm in the back like this. And then you getting mad at me because I'm in the back like this.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
And if you think about it, Drew, that's trauma right there, because you boring me to death. I'm going through trauma now because I'm sleepy. Like, you ain't teaching me nothing. You know what I'm saying? I can go talk to a therapist. Like, if you gonna be talking to me like, bro, just let me go talk to my therapist. My therapist can do the same thing that you do. But that's just the world we living in right now. And everybody wants to put it on COVID of why they're going through what they're going through. Nah, because some of y'all been going through this before COVID even hit. Y'all been saying you want to quit. You been saying you was gonna give up get out the profession way before COVID hit, yo.
Why are you waiting until now?
Exactly.
That's the part I don't get. Why are you waiting until now? She did that 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. If the children that bad, why are you back?
Why are you back? Oh, just to earn money. Okay.
Or get my retirement.
A couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. Or get my retirement. I like that one. You know, I'll just be ready to retire. Look, I'd rather you retire knowing that you're gonna leave those kids with something to remember you by than to retire and they just be like, boy, by the time they got up out of here. See, that's the worst feeling to have. When somebody say they gone, thank you, Lord, they finally up out of here. That right there, that's the worst. That's the worst. That's the worst, because it's like, but they've been ready for you to get up out of there. Like, they've been pushing you to get up out of there. As opposed to, it was time. They did what they needed to do. They got those kids how they needed to get them. You can tell by the retention rate that they really love what they did. And it's time for them to call it quits now because they deserve it. That's the type of retirement I want to have. Hey, coach did his thing. You know, Andrew did his thing. We're proud. And now it's time for him to settle down and go do something else. You know, like, you know, me and Dame talked about this yesterday. Everybody always got something to say, but nobody want to take action to do it. Everybody want a title, right? Everybody want a title, but they don't use that title how they need to. Ooh. So if you know your administration is a bunch of crap, and you know you got your master's in ed leadership, don't you think you might want to change what you like? Exactly. Because if you feel that way, then take their spot. And then when you take their spot, show them what it means to have your teachers back. Show them what it means to make sure those kids get what they need in that classroom.
Yeah. And you wonder why teachers are later.
and you wonder why they traumatized. This is why, because there's no support system. Be that change. Everybody wants change and be the change. I told you, I say, Andrew, I'm not going to talk about anything about education. Why? Because I want to come from a standpoint of where are we getting our athletes at now? So I need to be the change. If I say I'm not going to be that coach that's just going to let my players skate by, then I'm going to be that coach that's not going to let my players skate by. You're just going to be mad at me. Well, coach, you're not going to let me play because I got a D. Right. I'm not going to let you play Why would I want somebody on my team that doesn't care about school, but you care about playing the sport? And if you hurt yourself the day of tomorrow, what you gonna have to fall back on? So you can hate me all you want to, but I'd rather you have something to fall back on where you can invest in yourself, invest in your family, than to sit here talking about, darn, I should have listened to Coach DJ when he had told me that, man. I wouldn't be in the predicament I am in today. I don't want to see no child go through that, man. Because that's trauma, right?
Right.
Because if I can't get the job that I want, I'm going to feel some type of way. I'm going to stress out. Oh, you had it, Andrew. You were 2 points away from a C. Okay. But I can't graduate because you won't give me those 2 points because you feel like I haven't earned those 2 points, but I have. Because you're that teacher who wants to sit here and always want to prove a point. I get it. And if you want to be that teacher to prove a point, you do that. But while you're proving the point, make sure you're still excelling your students. You're not going to pass my class. My class is going to be very, very challenging. Okay.
So when I get an A at the end of the class, don't say nothing. Or when I pass it, don't say nothing.
And if I don't get an A in your class and I'm still struggling, don't you say nothing either. Because now we need to be talking about your teaching skills. Because why is it that nobody can seem to pass your class? You that good? You making stuff that difficult? That's mind-boggling to me. Why are you making stuff that difficult to a high school student? Because when they get to college, they're not in college. They're in high school.
They always use that line too. Because once you get in college, it's gonna be different.
But I'm not in college. I'm in high school.
Like I understand that you're trying to get us to college, but stop using that line.
Right.
Trying to make it that's y'all trying to scare us away from college. That's all it is. Y'all trying to scare us away. Oh, when you get to college, you don't have to worry about all this. Oh, you gotta, make sure you do this. Oh, you gotta make sure you do this. Okay. Why are y'all scaring us for? Why y'all doing that?
And think about what we just said now. Think about what we just said, bro. A deeply distressing or disturbing experience. So basically, you trying to make college a disturbing experience for me.
It's supposed to be a fun 4 years.
It is. It is. College is supposed to be fun. Like, why can't college be fun? I can't stand when people, you're supposed to go there to get education. I am, but I'm not finna sit up here and stress myself out.
Go to class every single day.
Right, and then just sit in my dorm room all day. Go to the block party. I deserve it. I'm finna go party. I'm finna go. I know what I came to school for.
Is education.
Right. Get my education and have fun and build relationships with people. Now, granted, if I'm an engineer major, then okay, I understand. I'm not going to have a life. And I can accept that if that's what I'm going to do. But if I'm not an engineer major, I'm going to go have some fun. Because I'm not going to be in the library all day. That's what engineers do. That's why that field is tough and competitive, because they're on the grind every day. Same thing with people who major in biology. They want to be doctors. So guess what? They're on the grind every day. Nursing students that's trauma, dog. Because what they're going through, they have no life. They have no break. Because they getting it. I want to get in a medical school. So I got to be on my P's and Q's. I can't sit up here and I can't wait. Yo, I want to go work for the railroad company. I want to go work for this company, this engineer company. And I know it's going to be a lot more people in this field. And I know I got to go against them. I got to compete against them. So yeah, they're going to stress. Because they want it. Right? But at the end of the day, please don't overdo it the way I find you dead, or you know what I'm saying? Or you just so stressed that you done. And you say these words out your mouth. I'm not coming back next semester. It's just too much on me. That's mental illness. Mental illness in college is real. Think about them people that's been there for a long time, Andrew, and they still ain't graduated yet. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough, dog. Like, they still ain't graduated yet? Because that one professor, like my professor told me, he was like, if you don't fix your paper, I'll give you an I. And if you don't do well, I'll just give you an F. Are you must be out your right behind mine. If you think I'm finna sit up here and take an incomplete from you, I put every in-text citation that I knew, and I end up getting a B. Because he gave me a B minus. But the class that I passed, that I needed to pass, I passed that class. Because had I not passed that class, I would have had to retake that class over. I'm not finna retake them people class over, man. That's money wasted. You either got a P or an NP, and if you get an NP, it ain't good for you. But God was on my side. I got a P, and then I did that man paper over again and put all my intake citations where they needed to be, and I got a B. You understand what I'm saying? And it boosted me to a 3.5 overall. But guess what? I got my master's, so I'm not complaining. Why? Because I wanted it. So you criticized my paper. You gave me a B minus. You say that's not a passing grade. All right, I'm gonna fix it.
Go back. Let me fix it.
But did I stress out about it? And I ain't gonna lie, bro, I was a little pissed. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little pissed. But I knew what the finish line was. And even though I'm not going to California this weekend, guess what? I graduated. I'm official. I have my master's. And I'm not going back to school. Because at the end of the day, like I told Damian, I don't need to be Dr. Darnell, not the coach, bro. I'm good. I don't need my PhD to coach. I can move up in the game because I have my master's. That's all coaches need. And I can be an AD with a master's. So I'm getting a PhD for what? Just to make it sound good? I'm good. I'm good. Hey, Drew, I'm good, bro. I already owe too much as it is. I'm not finna sit up here and just continue to put myself in debt because I want to put doctor in front of my man, please. They see that, they be like, coach, come on, bro. I'm calling you coach. I'm not finna call you doctor nothing. You're a coach. At the end of the day, you're a coach. I don't care. I don't care. And even on this show, it's gonna be like, man, that's coach. Ain't nobody. Come on, Coach Darnell. Ain't nobody finna say. And today's guest is Dr. Coach Darnell. Really, bro? No, bro.
No. It's coach.
Just coach.
Who's Dr. Coach? I don't know who Dr. Coach Darnell is. I'll be like, who? Y'all know anybody?
You know, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
His coach.
It's just coach. It's just coach. That's it. Ain't nothing else. And I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? I can honestly respect that. But if you're going to be a principal, you have to do a dissertation. You had to work for that. You understand what I'm saying? Right. You had to work for that. So therefore, them people earn the right to be called doctor.
Right.
They grinded for that. They did the dissertations, bro. They were traumatized. You know what I'm saying? Because with a dissertation, dog, you got to prove your point in a dissertation. Do you understand the magnitude and the research that them people had to do, especially for a professor to tell you, that ain't a good topic. Oh, you got to give me some more about that topic. You're close, but I need a better thesis statement.
But like, really?
What's the definition? A deeply distressing or disturbing experience.
Oh, that's trauma.
It's trauma. In a dissertation, you don't just write no dissertation and say, here you go. Nah, dude. Like my mama told me, a dissertation might be 100, 200 pages. You say, come again, who?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
What?
So the people who really love this field, who really go through the hell and high waters, they don't want people in their field, bro, that's not gonna have that same energy as them. That's a different type of trauma. That's that I'm gonna go through the grind because I want to really see my people make it type of trauma. Not that, oh, I'm just depressed and I'm sick of this. And every time I come to that school, I'm just always going through something. Right? Listen. If that's the case, then I know a great job that'll be beneficial for you since you just can't deal with that. Then this job might be better for you. Hi, thank you for choosing McDonald's. How may I help you today? Because hey, at least if the customers act stupid, you can always leave. You ain't got to deal with their crap.
That too. Yeah.
But when you're a teacher, when you're a real teacher, yeah, you're gonna go through some distress and deep moments. But those moments will see or show your kids that despite all that they've been through, all that we've been through as a class, as an individual, I still got something out of it. So I might have stressed a little bit, but in the end, I had more joy than I had pain. Instead of having more pain than you have joy. Now write that down for a note, because you got to have both of them. It's all in line. In order to have pain, you're gonna have joy. But sometimes you have joy, you're gonna have pain.
Come on. Come on.
So whenever this episode comes out, don't judge the situation or say, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. I don't understand where they're coming from. Y'all understand exactly where we're coming from. Just because we ain't been in the game 40, 50 some years don't mean we don't know what we're talking about.
Right.
Cause I can tell you this much. I can handle this generation better than you 30, 40 some year old experienced teachers can. Cause y'all don't know how to handle this generation. Cause this generation ain't like how it was when you all grew up. It's a different breed. So this ain't the 50s, this ain't the 60s, this ain't the 70s, and this ain't the 80s. Yeah, it's a different breed. Y'all don't know how to handle these millennial babies. But I do. Andrew do. It's a lot of teachers out here who do. Y'all just don't want to ask for help because you're too prideful.
Oh, I don't need your help. Oh.
Okay.
All right. Let me see the classroom real quick.
Exactly.
Down real quick.
Mm-hmm. Now you traumatized because you don't know what to do. So now you stressing because you don't know what to do. Instead of just saying, yo, I need your help.
I'm like, oh, okay. All right. What's going on? They're not doing the work. I'll shut it down real quick.
Real quick. And you pet rally today? Y'all ain't going no pet rally. Because y'all don't know how to act.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I play on the football team. Oh, you do?
Oh.
Wow.
Don't worry. I'll tell Coach you're not going to play today. That's all right.
Yeah, because I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Because it's going to be some order. It's going to be some order in the class. You're an athlete. You need to be an example. Oh, I got all A's. I have a 5 point. Okay. So you need to be an example.
An example. Yeah.
And stop sitting there, y'all acting like y'all hellions. Y'all ain't hellions, man. Y'all just put on the front for your classmates. When deep down inside, if I really was to call your mom and daddy, I don't know you don't act like that for real. Let me call your daddy. And let me let your daddy see how you really acting. And I can almost guarantee you when he walk up in his classroom, you're gonna look like
you. That's what I do.
Go.
I said, no. Don't try to act different. Don't try to act different.
Exactly. Exactly.
Characters on you. Go ahead. Act up.
Act up.
You just
Because I'm deeply distressing or disturbing experience. That's what they say. And I'm about to deeply distress and tear your behind up in here because you know you don't act like that. So since you want to embarrass yourself, I might as well just do it for you. And you don't want me to embarrass you.
get on the ball. Let's get it together.
Right. But that's what there's so many characteristics of trauma, man. So many characteristics of it. You can't narrow it down to one. Because everybody go through something in life, man. But that don't necessarily mean that it's gonna give you a goddamn emotional breakdown or mental breakdown. Trauma need to stop using trauma to scare people. Because a lot of times what people go through isn't necessarily trauma. It's just they going through a phase.
And it should be something to be talked about too.
Instead of holding it in.
Yeah, and it should be pushed off to the side. That's the main thing.
That's why you should have a supporting cast. You know, like DAMIAN said, you need to have somebody that can always give you good words of encouragement. I like that. But then, like I told DAMIAN, what happens then if that person goes through something and they don't want to be bothered? How that work? Because you can give me encouragement, but then when you're going through something, you're not taking my encouragement. How you do that? How that work? So it's pros to cons to it. But at the end of the day, you should still have that person, you know what I'm saying, that will instill that encouragement to you. But I really feel, Lord's will, after this year, man, when everybody understand to just take things serious and stop, you know what I'm saying, being nonchalant, things will get back to where they need to be, bro. And it's not everybody. See, everybody following the rules. It's just my stupid state, Mississippi, and I think Louisiana. These are the 3 goddamn states, bro, who just acting like they just invincible. While everybody else doing what they need to do. That's trauma, dog. Going back to something that we ain't even got to go back to because we got a governor who really could give a darn about us, bro. You mandate, you say, oh, no mask no more. Really, bro? Really?
Do you not see those cases?
Exactly. And we got the highest cases I get. Now, I ain't gonna lie. If I wanted to, Drew, if I was in the politics, I'd run. I'd run to be the next governor. But I don't want that responsibility because that right there really stresses you out. I'm not doing that. Because I'd have been told them straight up, no, y'all gonna wear no mask. Because see, we can do this the easy way, the hard way. I will make sure that I have every JSO say, take out your card. If I want to be pet, take out your card, let me see if you're vaccinated. Because if you're vaccinated, I'm gonna give you this $50 fine. Oh, okay.
Oh, you want that fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now, I hate that governor. Well, we gave you freedom.
There's no hate. It's tough love.
Right. You sitting up here, you know you're not vaccinated. And let's not try to pull that, oh, I'm gonna give you my card. No. Let me see your ID. Because I know that ain't your name.
Don't try to pull that.
Yeah, please don't try to bootleg the system. Don't. I wasn't born yesterday. Your name Darius. Your name Darius Thornton. Let me see your ID. Nah, that say James Brantley. Nah, you ain't no Thornton.
Who are you?
So therefore, I'm gonna fine you too. Since y'all want to give cards away and act like ain't nobody gonna ID you. Nah, man, put your mask on. It's not that bad, yo. Just put your mask on. It's not that bad. So many designs. You can get any mask you want to. If you're a sports fan, you get your Buccaneers, Giants, Panthers, Duke, UNC, Chapel Hill. You can get any mask you want to. If you just love colors, you get pink, blue, red, little tie-dye. You can do whatever you want to do with your little mask.
But what you're not going to do is not wear a mask.
Okay. And you ain't been vaccinated. And even for the people who still been vaccinated, still, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with wearing a mask, yo. It's not. I like them. My mama made me masks all the time. I got Dumbo, Harry Potter. I got the Avengers. I got Mulan. I got Coco. Bro, I got so many masks, bro. Like, it ain't even funny. I got so many masks. Why? I want to be safe. My daughters got masks. Why? So they can be safe. And they look good with suits too, bro. I never knew how dope I could be, you know what I'm saying, with a mask and a suit, bro. They look dope.
That's with a suit.
Yeah, I got, bro. Oh, right, listen. You gotta step your game up, bro. Mask and a suit, bro. Step your game up.
This was a good. So,
like always.
Like always.
Like always, bro.
We see y'all Thursday because this episode comes out Tuesday, August the 17th. We will see y'all Thursday.
All right.
Well, another brand new episode of Future Educators Talk. Like I said, welcome to season 6. Yes, 6 is in. We're just getting started.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, everybody? It's KJ here, letting you know that if you have any questions or concerns about Future Educators Talk, stories to share, feedback to make our podcast better, reactions to the topics that we discuss, jokes to tell, or you would like someone for the co-host to interview, please let us know by direct messaging us on Instagram at Future Educators Talk, emailing us at futureeducatorstalk@gmail.com, or sending in a voice message to us by going to anchor.fm/futureedtalk. Click on the message tab to where you can record your question to us. Once again, we thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support, and we cannot wait for you to tune in.
Don't just listen to Future Educators Talk on your smartphone. Continue the conversation online. Like us on Facebook. Be a part of our conversation by telling us what you think of our episodes. Join us on Instagram for behind-the-scenes content. Follow us on Twitter to stay up to date with what's happening on our podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss future episodes. And beyond, it's you who keeps Future Educators Talk going. So like, comment, share, subscribe, review, and connect everywhere with us. You get social. So let's listen together.